Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Strictly Bball podcast. Today we are going to be doing a 2020 NBA draft redraft. We're going to be alternating picks for the top 10. We're going to be flipping a coin to decide who gets the first overall pick. So, Joe, I'm going to flip it. You're going to call it on the air.
Got it.
And then we're going to see who gets the first overall pick.
All right.
You ready?
Yep. Tails never fails.
And it is tails.
Let's go. I get to be
tails.
the Minnesota Timberwolves. We win the lottery, and we are going to select with the number 1 overall pick. This is an easy one. We're not switching our pick. Anthony Edwards, number 1 overall pick. I think a lot of people would take LaMelo here, but I'm taking Anthony Edwards. I think he was robbed of Rookie of the Year. I think he had a similar stats as LaMelo. You could say LaMelo impacted winning a little bit more in his rookie season, but he missed games. Edwards should have been the Rookie of the Year, and he's showing it this year. 23 points per game for Edwards this year. LaMelo's averaging a very solid 19, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. But Anthony Edwards, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists on better efficiency than last year. There's no way I'm taking a different player than Anthony Edwards. His personality just adds onto it. Give me Edwards, number 1 overall.
I don't think you could have said it any better. I have to agree with this one. I feel like we're going to be going back and forth with certain ones, but I have to agree. I think initially, like going into the 2020 draft, I wanted them to take LaMelo. It's on our TikTok that I wanted LaMelo. I made it very clear that I wanted LaMelo, but after seeing him play, obviously his rookie season and a little bit in his sophomore year, Anthony Edwards is the clear pick.
I just love Anthony Edwards.
I love everything about him. I feel like it just is just so good for the Timberwolves culture. Yeah. And I just think we needed a guy that's just not afraid to go out and score. Like, we need kind of a score.
The sky's absolutely the limit. I think, I'll say this right now, I think Anthony Edwards is the type of player that could be a top 5 player in the NBA.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he guaranteed will do that, but he's the type of player, a wing player that can score the ball, can dish the ball like a James Harden. Maybe not, their play styles aren't exactly similar, but a player like that is who you want to draft number 1 overall. Yeah. And that's what we did, and I'm not changing that. So okay. You got number 2.
So I got number 2. The Golden State Warriors, they selected James Wiseman. They selected James Wiseman with the second overall pick.
I'm going to assume that you're not going to be taking James Wiseman.
I am not going to be taking James Wiseman, and I'm going with the obvious number 2 pick. Don't really care position-wise. Obviously, they have a lot of guards on Golden State, but LaMelo Ball. Like, Ant and LaMelo Ball are the clear 1 and 2. The drop after that, it's pretty significant, I would say, at least. I mean, Ant and LaMelo are both in contention to be all-stars this year. The other guys, no chance. Never, not never, but easy not pick. In a while, I don't think. I think Ant and LaMelo very well could both be all-stars this year.
Yeah.
So,
and I'll give you one take on this one. That's a great pick. No disagreements there. I'll give you one take on this one. The NBA is lucky that the Golden State Warriors did not take LaMelo Ball. I mean, we're looking at the Warriors right now.
Would they keep him? Would they keep him?
I think if they would have seen how much he impacted winning right away, I think they would have kept him. And if you plug him into that team right now, regardless of position, that is a very solid addition. So the NBA is lucky that they drafted James Wiseman. But great pick there.
The Warriors are so good.
I'm going number 3, Charlotte Hornets. They got LaMelo. He fell to them, but they're going to have to settle in this redraft for Tyrese Halliburton.
That's why I picked.
Yeah.
That's why I picked. I feel like that's the type of guy that they need.
You would have taken him there. I'm taking him. I think he's a number 3 guy. But this one was close, actually, for me. Had a great rookie season. All NBA first team. He was 3rd in Rookie of the Year. He impacts winning. And the Hornets would really benefit from taking him. I just think he's a very, very solid winning player that maybe doesn't have the ceiling of some of these other guys that have been mentioned directly below him, but I love Tyrese Halliburton.
Well, Joe got my top 3. Is that all you had to say about Halliburton? I'd have to agree with that. Mine is Ant, LaMelo, Halliburton. Number 4, the Chicago Bulls. They took Patrick Williams, right?
Yep.
I'm going to have to go with Tyrese Maxey.
Okay.
Tyrese Maxey has had a big step up with Ben Simmons being out. He's averaging around 18 points per game. We've seen a lot of very explosive nights out of him. And I just think he's the best player on the board. I think he'd fit well in Chicago, and that's what I'm taking with the 4th overall pick.
Definitely a candidate for most improved player. And he, like I said this before, I think he's really kind of making the Sixers feel comfortable not trading Ben Simmons right now and waiting on that, because he's stepped in that point guard role perfectly. He's going to be one of the better scorers in the league for a long time. So that's a good pick.
Is that who you would take?
I'm thinking I maybe made a mistake not taking him at 3. I think
At 3?
I think he makes the case this season. I know it's a smaller sample size, but he's shooting
That's what I'm.
52% from the field, 42% from 3 this year.
Halliburton just had such a good rookie season. Where I was just like, I'm gonna put him over.
If these numbers for this season continue throughout the whole year, I would put Maxey above Halliburton.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to wait and see.
Okay, number 5.
Number 5, I'm drafting for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and this player, if we did this redraft before the year, would not have been in the top 10.
Okay.
Cole Anthony.
That's who I had.
Really? Okay.
I'm not joking. What?
I mean, you just look at the numbers. Looking at the numbers for Cole Anthony, 20 points per game this year. We were talking about Tyrese Maxey as a potential most improved. Cole Anthony is a potential most improved as well.
Stepped it up.
He might be top 5. Yeah, 20 points a game. He's been kind of inefficient, but the fact that he can drop 20 points per game,
right?
I got to put him this high. Maybe I'm going to regret that later in the year. Maybe his numbers drop back off, and he is kind of, maybe you could call it empty stats for the Magic, but I got to reward him for averaging 20 a game. And
that's exactly the same. I have the same thought process as you.
Okay.
He's the number 5 for me. Number 6, the Atlanta Hawks. I'm going James Wiseman. You know, he was a top 3 pick in the 2020 draft. He's a very solid player. He's got a nice shot. He's a big guy, and I think that's kind of what Atlanta needs. Honestly, I feel like he would fit really good in Atlanta. We haven't seen too much of him because he's been injured. Yep. I think he can develop into a very solid player, and I think it's going to be very scary once him and Clay are back for the Warriors. I mean, they're already 14-2. I think they only have lost 2 games so far, so it's going to be scary when those 2 guys come back.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one. I had a hard time getting Wiseman into my top 10.
You don't even have him in your top 10.
I got him in my top 10.
Oh, you got him into your top 10.
But I had a hard time.
I just feel like he would fit good in Atlanta. But that might just be me.
He would still be behind Clint Capella. I mean, he could. They took Onyeka Okongwu, so they definitely were thinking big man.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think he still has a lot of potential. But from what other guys have proven already, I have a couple guys above him.
All right.
But
so let's hear who you'd put at number 6.
At number 6, I'm taking Patrick Williams.
You taking Patrick Williams?
Yep. I'm taking Patrick Williams. Another guy that's been injured. Okay.
Not on my list.
Really?
Not on my list.
I think that's a mistake.
I would have to disagree. I don't think it's a mistake at all.
He hasn't played this year. I think he's played like 5 games this year.
He was an all rookie. He made the all. I don't know if it was first
maybe
team,
a second team.
Probably second team, but he made a team.
I think his defense is incredible, and similar to a guy like, don't want to make this comparison, don't take this the wrong way, but guys like Paul George, guys like Kawhi Leonard, they come into the league as defenders, and then they develop an offensive game. And
I guess that's kind of with one of the guys that I picked.
Okay, that's good. We'll see.
Kind of.
But Patrick Williams was really showing an offensive game in the summer league. Okay. I think he showed flashes, and he was super young when he was drafted. He's one of the youngest guys that are on this redraft.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Patrick Williams and bet on the fact that he's going to develop into an all-around offensive player. Okay. I think he's going to be one of the best 2-way players in the league. He has the potential
to be one of the best 2-way players in the league.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So who
was I drafting for there?
You were drafting for the 6th overall pick. So you're saying your 6th overall pick would be Patrick Williams.
I was drafting for the 7th, wasn't I?
No, 6th.
Because you had the Hawks. You had the Hawks at 6.
Yeah.
So that was
you're drafting
Detroit.
For 7. But you said you're.
I'm drafting for the Pistons. Yeah.
Correct. You're drafting for number 7.
So he's gonna be joining the Pistons.
Patrick Williams is gonna be joining. Oh, I get it now. Yeah. Yep. He's gonna be joining the Pistons. You think?
Yep. So number 8. You're drafting for the Knicks at 8.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have to go Saddiq Bey.
Okay.
Very underrated player. I feel like he can contribute well to the Knicks. They kind of need a forward type player. They have so many guards. They have a lot of talented guards, and Obi Toppin. They have some pretty good forwards. They don't have
Obi Toppin anymore.
They don't have Obi Toppin anymore.
We're redrafting the
right.
team.
I forgot about that. So I'm taking Saddiq Bey over Obi Toppin for sure.
That's a good pick.
So I forgot about that. Yeah, then I'm taking Saddiq Bey for sure.
He was next on my board. I had him over Wiseman as well. 14 points per game, seven rebounds this year. He's been kind of inefficient this year, but I think he's a really good winning player. He can shoot the 3-ball well. Saddiq Bey, first team all rookie, I believe.
Yeah, he was first team all rookie.
Yeah, so you're taking him to the Knicks, and I think that is a upgrade over Obi Toppin.
I would agree completely.
So now I'm drafting at number 9. for the Washington Wizards, who originally took Denny Avdia, which I'll say this, he has played, I've been seeing some things that he's played some really good defense this year. Really, really versatile defender. The offense hasn't been there much, so I'm going to switch that pick. I'm going to take Desmond Bane.
That's a good pick.
Desmond Bane is a killer from three.
I know.
I think he was the best shooter in the draft. And he was a steal for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are always getting steals, but I think the Wizards could benefit from him.
I think that's a great pick.
Desmond Bane is going to be going to the Wizards at 9 over Denny Avdia. And you're drafting at number 10 to round it out. And this was the worst pick. I mean, this was a horrible pick for the Suns, but go ahead.
Okay. You already talked about him. I'm taking Denny Avdia.
Okay.
I love how well he played in the internet, like how well he played overseas.
Okay.
He was a great player overseas. You need to keep in mind he's 21. He's 20 years old. Not even 21 yet. He can't even buy alcohol in the United States yet. Like you said, he kind of stepped it up on the defensive end. He's a good perimeter defender, which the Wizards need. But it's the Suns now. But he's a great defender. And I just think that he has so much potential.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be the biggest surprise out of the 2020 draft.
I remember you made a video.
I did make a video saying he was going to be the biggest steal of the draft. And I just have to take him. Honorable mention for me. Every guy was on my list that we drafted except Emmanuel Quickly.
Yeah,
but I'm taking Denny Avdia over him.
I thought about Quickly, but
like he's not getting as much minutes with Kemba Walker in New York now.
He's getting similar minutes, I think, this year.
I think it's a little really.
Yeah, but
I feel like it was expected for him to get some.
He's getting less shots. Yeah, he hasn't really developed. He's gone down in production at almost every stat, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I think his kind of like rookie year was fun, but I don't think he belongs in this top 10. The one guy I would have taken, if you're taking a defensive guy, I would like Jaden McDaniels over Denny Avdia.
Do you think that's a little bias?
No.
Okay. I mean, if you look at the top 15 guys in this draft, I think he makes that list.
Oh,
there's a lot of guys that are not after this like top 10 or after the top 15. They're kind of just not in the league anymore or not playing that much
right now.
Precious Achiuwa, I think Precious.
There's still
after the
a decent
top 15,
amount.
Precious Achiuwa. I don't even know if I'm butchering right. Okoro. Actually, it's probably like 20-ish. 20 to 30-ish.
But yeah, my honorable mention and a guy I probably would have taken over Denny Avdia was Jaden McDaniels. He's one of the best young defenders in the league. Chris Paul actually said something about him. Chris Paul went up to Chris Finch, Timberwolves coach, and said, that McDaniels kid you have is an incredible defender or something along those lines. Okay. So you get a comment like that from Chris Paul, you're pretty good. But I had McDaniels like 11th on my board. Okay. Behind Devin Vassell, I would have taken as an honorable mention.
Wait, did you have Quickly on your board? Because that's why
I had him at 12. I had him at 12.
Okay.
But yeah, so those are some honorable mentions.
I mean, we had pretty similar boards.
Yeah, I think the biggest player we disagree on would be Wiseman. I don't know if I buy into his potential, but
I do. If he can remain healthy, I think he can be a very solid piece for the Warriors. I feel like he's never going to be like a standout, like all-star player, but I just feel like he's going to fit very well into Golden State's system.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I hope he comes back healthy. But that's going to do it. That's the redraft of the 2020 NBA draft. I'm sure in a year from now, this will be outdated. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you later, boys.